What is up, my brothers and sisters? The name's Pancake. That's Panic Knife with theawfulgamer.com and TGN We Are YouTube for the uninitiated. So, I want to set up this game before I get into what I really wanted to talk about. Eno and I were playing pretty damn late last night because we were both trying to prestige, and as you can see, he succeeded and I didn't. But you know, I was trying to rock guns that I hadn't used yet, mostly because of the extra challenge bonuses you can get for using random weapons and all that sort of stuff. So I pulled out the FAD in this one, and I have to say it feels a lot like the FAMAS in Black Ops. I'm glad you only get it towards, you know, the end of the levels at, I think it's level 78, because it could be pretty insane if it was more highly available. I think you'd have a situation where, you know, half the people in the game would be using it, and, you know, they'd throw extended mags or noob tube or whatever on it, and it would just be disgusting. So about this game, I start out pretty slow because the other team is being really passive, and, you know, they're playing it smart. They're making us come to them. But, you know, I'm missing shots, I'm, you know, hip firing around corners really poorly, all that kind of stuff. I suck at these games. You know this. So, you know, we finally, though, figured out what they were doing, and I was able to put together a pretty decent kill streak, and, you know, I chained it a little bit. Okay, a lot. And, you know, at the end of the day, I got myself an AC-130, so it was pretty interesting. In particular, there's a time towards the end of the game where I run out of ammo and I have to sneak around and be a complete to try to get my Reaper, and it's pretty fucking fantastic. Anyway, what I wanted to really talk about today was this whole drama surrounding Woody's Gamertag. I'll put up a link in the description of the video to Woody's video, the one that's drawing so much scrutiny as well, and I'll put an annotation to my partner Eno Mezzo's video on this one as well. He's already gotten like 100 likes or something like that on his video and, you know, 102 views, so I have to assume that most of you agree with what he's saying, which is that this whole situation is morally reprehensible, and, you know, it's a complete outrage that the guy is doing this. So, you know, I can respect that. I think you guys are probably going to hate on me a little bit more for my opinion, but I think I've got some good points here, so bear with me. If you go to Next Gen Tactics, which has always been Eno's and my favorite channel on YouTube, you'll notice that they do a lot of pre-roll ads, they have a lot of overlay ads, you know, they have all sorts of things on their channel, all sorts of brands, all that kind of crap. Whatever, it's how you make money. But you'll also notice that they do voiceover ads, right? They'll talk up Netflix, I think they have a couple other companies that they're partnered with. Whatever, if you're a YouTube director and a company comes up to you and offers you $500 to talk up their product, how many of you are going to turn it down, you know? I'll tell you what, if a company I completely hate, let's say a certain company whose headsets completely suck and cause me nothing but trouble, if that company came up to me and offered me $500 to put them in my video, I'm probably going to take it, and I'm going to do my best to sell their product. We all would. Don't lie. I mean, it's true. It's part of the business. We're in this to make money, ultimately. You know, regardless of what you're going to sit up there on your high horse and say, you know, you're going to talk about how, oh, you know, I do this for the love of the game. That's bull. Let's be honest with you. If you get money out of this, if you get enough money to quit your job and do this for a living, you're going to take it. And, you know, at the end of the day, Woody did that, and we shouldn't necessarily hate on him for it. You know, the case in question, for those of you that don't know, is that Woody apparently took $500 from a 17-year-old. He's another YouTube director, and he gave him a shout-out. That sounds pretty awful, let's be honest. And it's kind of hard to defend the guy for doing it. But with that being said, I think there's a few different things you have to think about here. First of all, I want to compare this to online poker. It's kind of a weird comparison, but, you know, I used to be an online poker player before Black Monday took down Poker Stars to full tilt. And I used to be a 2+2er, which is something that some of you know what it is, but it's basically a bunch of poker nerds who kind of figured out a way to beat the system and all that stuff. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, there's a phrase that goes around on that forum when people ask why you would take advantage of addicted gamblers and take their money. If I don't take it, someone else would, so why not me? It's kind of a way to look at things, but the kid was going to spend $500 on his YouTube channel no matter what. If he didn't do it by getting a shout out from Woody, he was probably going to waste it on Facebook ads, which, by the way, that's a fucking racket. He was going to use that, or he was going to go to YouTube promoted videos or whatever. It doesn't really matter. in a way, the kid was smart because at least he was targeting targeting his message by getting a shout out. He knows Woody's audience. He knows that they like things that would like his that sort of are his channel. At least I would hope so. And he knows that it's going to reach a couple 100,000 unique viewers if he pays for it. So let's be honest with ourselves. It's not so much the act that people are pissed off about. We're hating on Woody right now because he made $500, which is a significant amount of money, for 13 seconds of work. And it's 13 seconds he took talking up a video a channel that he'll never watch and probably doesn't care about, probably will never, ever watch. And, $500 for 13 seconds of work is pretty sick. If he talks the kid up for a few videos, a whole video, whatever, we're probably not even talking about this. On the other hand, if this doesn't come out that the kid paid for it, the shout-out does actually help him. It's not like Woody's just totally fleecing the kid and he's getting nothing in return, At least, up until the point where this whole thing got exposed, that was true. Now, that everybody's like, oh, well, the kid just paid for it. Woody doesn't care about him. And, at the end of the day, that doesn't help him at all. That doesn't help anybody. Woody's just selling advertising. It's nothing more, nothing less. We just ruined the kid's investment by talking this up so much, but it's just advertising, guys. On the podcast last night, and I do a podcast, by the way. It's blogtalkradio.com/theawfulgamer. Paul Fleck raised this question to me. He asked me, would I take $500 from a 12-year-old kid with like a Pokemon channel to shout him out on one of my videos? He's bringing up the issue that the kid's a minor and that he's, it sort of sounds like taking candy from a baby. And I said, no, I wouldn't take it. Part of that, though, is because I stake my reputation on the channel. I'm not going to shout something out that I don't appreciate or that I don't like. So I think it's kind of a bad analogy. And I think we're probably discounting the fact that the kid, 17 isn't that far from 18. And if he's 18, we're not even bitching. Nobody says anything about this. Now, here's where it gets sticky, though. If the kid's 18, and if I'm in exactly Woody's position, would I do it? Probably not. And the reason is because where I'm at right now. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not making that much money off of this channel. We're not making money hand over fist like Woody is. Woody makes, a couple $100,000 a year off of his channel, according to Social Blade. So, I can sort of see where the kid's at right now, and I would try to give back to the community. Or I wouldn't do anything. That's the thing. I probably wouldn't shout him out at all. That's the sad truth. If I have a relationship with him, that's one thing. But otherwise, I probably wouldn't do it at all. I guess Woody would, which is, I don't think we have to necessarily hate on the guy for it. He's making his money, If Woody really thinks the kid's good, I guess I don't have as much of a problem with the advertising, but I still probably wouldn't take the money. YouTube's a community. If you like the kid, just shout him out. Don't be a D-bag. So, in conclusion, Woody, good on you for making some money. And people are being a little bit haterish about this. But, seriously, don't forget that you used to be as small as that kid, and you were as small as we are right now at one point. Just give back a little bit, bro. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like what we're doing here. We really could use it. And with theawfulgamer.com and TGN, this is Panic Knife. And please PayPal me $500.
Good job.